Dare County boys basketball team will play in the opening round of the 5th Region Tournament, and we'll go live with them here in just a few moments. Normally we start with Adair County, but we're going to start with Lindsey Wilson here in just a moment. First, we want to thank our sponsors, TJ Regional Health, United Citizens Bank, Lindsey Wilson College. Our title sponsor, as always, is J&S Auto Sales. You can follow us on Facebook at WAIN 1019 FM and 1270 AM, and on YouTube at WAIN Radio. You can also catch us live most shows on our YouTube channel. Not the case this week since we kind of split up, but we'll be archiving those videos as well when we get back in, get all three of us back in the studios next week. Don't forget, you can also listen to us on our website, 1019wain.com, and you can download the app free of charge on the Apple Store or Google Play. Just search WAIN Radio. Austin Armstrong is in the studio with me, our producer, and John Shelley and Scott Bennett, as I mentioned, are in Hart County. We'll go live to them here in just a few moments. But first, we're going to talk a little Lindsey Wilson athletics before we talk about Adair County. Lindsey Wilson baseball team picked up a 11-1 walk-off home run grand slam walk-off this afternoon over Indiana Southeast out at Agnew. They moved that game up to 1 o'clock because of the impending weather that's coming in. Baseball off to a good start to the season at 9-5 on the year. They'll go to Wilberforce this weekend and play in a conference 3-game series up in the Cincinnati area this weekend. Lindsey Wilson men's basketball season ended their season last week at the Mid-South Conference Tournament, losing in the quarterfinals to Thomas More, 79-58. The Blue Raider men in their season with an 11-18 mark. And our winter season will conclude this weekend with swim, indoor track, and men's wrestling all competing in their national championships. The Lindsey Wilson men's and women's swimming teams will be in Columbus, Georgia for that championship. That begins on Thursday and runs through Saturday. Indoor track and field is up in Brookings, North Dakota. That's exactly where you want to be this time of year, up north in North Dakota. They will compete on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then our men's wrestling team is out in Topeka, Kansas for their national championship. There's 6 Lindsey Wilson grapplers who will compete in that national championship. We mentioned baseball, off to a good start. Softball is on the road this weekend. They're up at Thomas More. That's on Saturday and Sunday. The Lindsey Wilson men's tennis team fell 4-3 to Cumberland University this afternoon in a battle of top 15 teams. Lindsey Wilson women's team, we haven't got a final on them yet. They are still in action. And finally, the Lindsey Wilson men's golf team is a perfect 6 for 6 this season as they won the showdown at the Legends down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina yesterday. They've won all 6 tournaments that they have played in this season. A top 5 program and off to the best start in program's history. Women's golf team finished 4th in that tournament as well, and that's my Lindsey Wilson report. It's a little bit of a abbreviated report, mainly because we want to talk Adair County basketball, which again is in the 5th Region Tournament tonight. They'll take on E-Town. We'll cover that. We'll look back at the district play. We'll also look back at Adair County girls action against Bethlehem a couple nights ago in the 5th Region Tournament as well. We'll do that when we come back. Let's step away for a couple minutes. When we come back, we'll bring in Scott Bennett and John Shelley and talk a little Adair County basketball. This is the J&S Auto Sales Sports Talk, live and local.
Maximize your Wi-Fi with GigaSpire Blast Router from Duo Broadband. This dynamic mesh-compatible router delivers superior coverage. It can detect which devices need more bandwidth and sends a stronger signal. Add a GigaSpire Blast Router for only $9.95 a month or try it free for 3 months when you add or upgrade to 500 meg or higher internet from Duo. Stop by, call or visit duobroadband.com for details.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich, no. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Let J&S Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Columbia. They believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Their friendly and knowledgeable sales staff is here to help you find the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Shop their virtual showroom of used cars, trucks, and SUVs online at jnsautosales.ky.org. J&S Auto Sales, here to help you find that perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Hi, this is Kylie McCovens. I'm a Greene County High School graduate and a Lindsey Wilson College student. I'm well on my way to earning my degree in Human Services and Counseling. At LWC, I've met new people, had the opportunity to become involved on campus, and I've loved being a part of campus ministry. Visit today and you will want to make Lindsey Wilson College your new home too. Call the admissions office at 270-384-8100 or email us at admissions@lindsey.edu.
This is Matt Loy with United Citizens Bank. Although I'm very proud of all the products and services we offer, the best thing we have to offer is good, old-fashioned customer service. It may seem like banking is moving to smartphones and computers, and while we can do that too, we don't think anything can replace a firm handshake and your confidence in our word. When you think personal service and customer-first banking, think UCB. United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
WAIN's $100 bill giveaway on Hot Country 93.5.
Brought to you by Adair County PBA, Landon Edwards, First and Farmers National Bank, Kane Auto Supplies, Napa Auto Parts, Columbia, Community Trust Bank, and Adair Drug. Fridays, we'll give away a crisp, new $100 bill to one lucky winner every week for 4 straight weeks. Register for $100 bills by finding the contest graphic on our website, 935wain.com. Click on that graphic and register. That graphic will be on a different tab each day. Find it in order to register. Limited to 1 registration a day. Each Friday, a winner will be drawn from that week's registrations and announced during the McKinney in the Morning Show.
Good luck. WAIN's $100 bill giveaway.
Welcome back to the J&S Auto Sales Sports Talk live and local. Coming to you live from the WAIN studios. I'm Chris Wells. At Hart County is John Shelley and Scott Bennett, and along with a special guest that we'll introduce here in just a few moments. And guys, I can hear the first game is underway at Hart County, and I got to think it's anytime you get to a region, it's pretty electric. I got to think.
Yeah, scoreboard update: Bardstown 9, Greene County 6. Here, played 3 minutes here in the first quarter. During the regular season, Greene County handled them pretty easily at Bardstown, I think by a 17-point margin. But Bardstown playing a lot better. Greene County's really playing well here at the end of the year. So, be an interesting matchup. Got a great crowd in here for this one. And, you know, people in Kentucky, they support high school ball. And going to be an electric environment in here for both games. And Scott and I, this was a great idea to have our show, kind of talk about the Indians a little bit. are going to get a perspective from a longtime Indian fan that he didn't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. No kids playing, and just kind of talk basketball here, Chris. So we're kind of excited.
Well, John, there's a lot to talk about as far as the girls' district final, the boys' district final. We'll talk about those. We'll touch on those. Obviously, the girls have already played in the region. Their boys play tonight. I'm going to throw it to you and let you lead this conversation. So it's in your hands. Do it.
Let's go ahead. Scott and I will knock the girls out real quick. Girls, actually with an unfortunate draw, Bardstown Bethlehem had won that region 4 of the last 5 years, and they're old. They got a Miss Basketball candidate, and it was Philly Attrue is her name, and she's a post player, but she's very multi-dimensional. She can step out, make threes. They got a really solid guard play. Lady Indians competed last night. They gave a great effort. They just, they ran into a team that was much deeper and much more talented as far as across the board. I do think that the region, and I think Scott agrees with me, sold Ellie Cheatham a little bit short as far as the all-regional team. I thought Ellie was very deserving. She backed that up last night with 19 and 16, and she led the state in total rebounds and third in rebounds per game. And she had a tremendous season. She had a great game last night. Basically the whole core is back next year. So I think the way you take this is they gained a lot of experience over there, and take it and move forward and hopefully improve next year. The problem is Taylor County. They've got the core of their team back, and they've got a 7th grade team that won the state, I think, 6th or 7th grade. So they got a plethora of talent coming. And Adair County is going to, they're going to continue to improve. And, I think they got to, 10 wins, Scott. Is that right?
Yes.
10 wins, and got to the regional tournament. So accomplished some goals. And I think the summer, my opinion, the summer is going to be big for them. What they can get in and do. And they got a couple young ladies that are going to have to get stronger. And, playing summer ball and just playing against good competition is going to be the key, I think. Scott, your thoughts?
Like you said, we got everybody coming back, and I'll agree wholeheartedly that the off-the-court stuff in the summer and fall, and then getting some competition in the summertime will help as much as anything, just playing ball together. And like I said, they made some big-time improvements this year. And they won twice as many games as they won last year. They made it to the regional tournament, and it's be good to have all that experience back.
Chris, flipping the switch here to the boys, we got to go straight to that district final the other night. I mean, it was electric. The game started off 16-2. Adair County came out in a zone. And Taylor County absolutely could not miss. Coach Breeze had to use 2 timeouts. Adair County goes man-to-man, and to make a long story short, it was tied at 21 at the half, and Adair County had all the momentum. Carried that into the third quarter. I think we had 5 lead changes, Scott, in the second half. And to set the stage, Chris, Adair County had a 1-point lead with 11 seconds left on the clock. Taylor County goes timeout, and their best player, or their leading scorer, had fouled out, Lakin Lyons. And so they had the ball side out at half court, and it came down to 1 possession. And, I'm not going to talk about the officiating, but to call a foul in that situation, it's got to be pretty obvious, because you try to let the kids decide it. And Wise lowered his head in the lane. He took an off-balance shot in traffic, and I thought he kind of short-armed it off the glass. Adair County came down with a rebound. I hear a whistle, and of course, I thought we got fouled on the rebound, but that was not the case. They called a foul on the shot, and give the young man credit. He went up there and he made 2. He hadn't made 2 all night in sequence. He made 1 out of 2, on 2 different trips in the second half, and he made both of them to put Greene County up by 1 with 5 seconds on the clock, and Adair County did get a shot off. Connor Loy had a shot in transition that didn't go, and final margin was 1 point. It was, it was tough. I think all the fans, it was the effort that the Indians put on the floor was amazing. They left it all out there, and we didn't give it to Taylor. Taylor had to, make some big shots in the second half. They did, and like I said, Wise hit those 2 free throws, and it was a 1-point ball game, and that's how it ended. So the one positive, though, Chris, this is the one year that I don't think it matters as much. Now, some people, Scott might argue, Greg might argue, going in as a winner versus a runner-up, because the region is so it's so even this year. There's not a dominant figure that, you got to beat a couple of those teams anyway. And Adair County, they draw E-Town right out of the hat. There was a lot of controversy with that. I'll let Scott talk about the controversy with E-Town's possible second leading scorer out, which has been reversed. Scott, I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, in the finals of the 17th District, E-Town and Central Hardin, a little scuffle right at the start of the third quarter, the way I understood it. And a player from E-Town and a player from Central Hardin were both ejected. Normally with an ejection, it's automatic 3-game suspension. The two coaches sent an appeal to the KHSAA, and it was overturned. And so the player for E-Town and the player for Central Hardin will both be eligible for first-round games instead of having to sit out. So it's a big decision. I mean, he's not a big guy. He's 5'8", 5'9", but he's quick as a cat. And they only have 2 players that's hit double digits in 3-pointers for the season, and he's one of those 2. So it's a difference maker.
Chris, this might be a coincidence, but E-Town had a 23-point lead when this double ejection occurred, and they hung on by 2. He's their point guard, so you can imagine, what kind of difference he could make being the primary ball handler for the Panthers. But it didn't happen. KHSAA overturned it. He'll be playing tonight, and so, Adair County will just have to go play. But that's what they were looking at after day 1, and then of preparation, and then, of course, that got overturned, and now they got the full deck of cards. So that's kind of a summary of what's going on. 18-10 is your scoreboard update here after 1 quarter. Bardstown leads Greene County. And Chris, I don't know, do you want to go to our guest? Do you want to take a break? I'll let you.
I want to ask you something real quick. At what point in time did you guys learn about the overturn, and how long did Coach Breeze and the team have to adjust?
Scott, it happened
Monday morning. The Monday morning the appeal was heard, and they reversed it on Monday morning. So they've had a couple days to know, to prepare for it. So the way I understand it, there was no punches thrown in the scuffle. There might have been a choke move and some pushing, but there was no punches. And I think that's kind of what the reversal is about. If there was punches thrown, I don't think they could have reversed it. And there was some controversy on also, from what I've understanding from an official. He wasn't there, but you know how officials will talk. But apparently the official went to the coach and said if you'll take them out, then we won't eject him if you'll take him out the rest of the game. But apparently the officials end up signing the ejection papers after the game, after he told the coaches that. So that might have been there was only one technical call.
It obviously was not handled correctly, because ejection can't occur unless 2 technicals are administered, Scott. Am I correct on that?
That's the way I understand it.
And I don't think 2 technicals were administered.
Unless there's punches thrown.
And unless there's punches thrown. So it got all out of whack, and KHSAA basically overturned the official's decision. And that's kind of where we are. So we'll see what happens.
John, introduce our guest.
Okay, Greg Burton is our guest from Columbia, Kentucky. And I will have to say, going back to I guess you would say when the Keith Young era, Sammy Blair, Juanita Young, just on and on and on. John Shelley,
that old bum that coached after that.
Mark Fudge. he's been in Adair County. Him and his family have been an Adair County supporter for years. They show up about every time Adair County plays. They're there and they support the ball. And it's really nice. I mean, they always, of course. Have a good perspective on ball and kind of what's going on with the team. And, Greg has seen this team kind of evolve this year and from the beginning of the year. And we kind of wanted to have him as a guest to kind of get his opinion on how the team's doing and what they're going to have to do tonight to win. So, Greg, I'll let you have it.
Well, thank you for having me, John. I don't know if I'll be much of a help for insight here, but I really do like this young team. Adair County's been able to assemble over the last couple of years. They've really grown into themselves. They've got a lot of upside, not real big by no means, but they play real hard and real well together, extremely well together, about as well as any team that, going back for a number of years, like John said, watching Adair County, they really do play well together, feed off each other a whole lot, and really good friends, as you can kind of tell with those kids, and that's always good to see. And but they've really come along real well. Coach Breeze has done a good job bringing them along. They will have their hands full, I think, tonight a little bit. Probably not. It is probably as even as it ever has been, probably for the regional to be wide open, just like this game here. I mean, Green beat them pretty good during the year, and here's Bardstown up 7, at this in the second quarter. But if we play our game, we'll have a chance. I think we got some really good young players. I mean, I hate to start calling them out, but Connor Loy, I mean, he's just took a beating all year long. I mean, amazing. I thought if he got through January and make it through, we would be really, really lucky being the primary ball handler, because, I mean, he's seen double, triple teams all year. It's just amazing.
Greg, we talked last night a little bit about, when I coached, the ankle injuries and some of the, my kids played really hard. We had some injuries, and, it's amazing the physical play that he withstands and the great physical condition he's in, and he's been able to stay healthy all year long.
Yeah, that's what's really hard to believe, that he has been and carrying the load, because, I mean, he's playing, probably averaging 30 minutes a game. I mean, it ain't like he's not involved in every play. He is,
and the focal point of everybody's defense.
Yeah, I mean, he's the vocal point, like I said, gaining 2 and 3. But some of the other kids have really stepped up. The ones either starting or not starting have really came in and helped a lot. I mean, there's a lot of balance with this team as far as who can do what during a given night. So that's what makes it really good for this team here. So. You got to play who's probably got the hot hand from that standpoint. You never know who that really might be. But they got a lot to look forward to. If they don't, if we don't advance, whatever, I'd love to see them get on a run here and make that run. But either way, I mean, you're loaded with sophomores, getting contribution from a couple seniors. That's been a big help as well. But really, it's been a good team to watch, and the way they've been building from every game. They seem to learn and move forward with what they're learning.
Guys, I think tonight, they've got a young man that's been offered by several Division I schools. Scott, I'll let you name them.
Aiden Evans.
I know, but some of the schools have offered Aiden.
I need to get that list. I know West Virginia has. I think UConn maybe.
I want to say one of the Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. I mean, he's 6'10". He reminds you of a little bit of a J.J. Traynor at Louisville. He's a little bit raw offensively, but Chris, nothing around the paint area that he doesn't try to block. And, Dare County was bothered in the paint area by Taylor County's length, Blakey, for one. So I think one of the keys is going to be how many, Dare County's going to have to make threes tonight. They're going to have to make threes. I haven't talked to Coach Breeze, but that's my opinion. They're going to have to shoot a high percentage from three. We've seen the Indians do that. This is one gym that we played in, Scott, and we were red hot. Now watch us come out tonight and not make any. But
that's how it works most of the time, yeah.
But, Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to throw that in there.
Guys, I'd love for each one of you to talk a little bit about, and obviously you want to stay in the present and you want to win this game and move on. But this team wasn't in the region last year. How much, number one, how much are you worried about them being in awe of this big, stage? And secondly, how important is it for the future of Adair County basketball that they are here getting this experience?
Well, it's huge, just the experience factor, because we got everybody back. And so if you want to say this year we're glad to be here, next year we want to make a run, so be it. But I think the poise and the way this team improved, I mean, we went from Taylor beating us 27 to 6 at home and leading with 11 seconds to go. So that tells you right there the improvement we made, in my opinion. And, I think they probably got bigger goals than just to be here. But yeah, I mean, basically their entire team is back, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time in 5 years we played in the region. 2018 was the last year we played in it. Obviously, 17 was the year that we got our heart broke. I mean, that was the team could have competed in the state level and got beat in the finals of the region. And I kind of take from that game, if we can somehow get there. Our team reminds me a lot of that Taylor County team that beat us in the finals of the region that year. I mean, they're just gritty and tough-nosed. Now, I'll tell you this, and Greg knows this as well as anybody. I'm not crazy about it being at Hart County. I've seen too many disappointments. This gym, it's not this gym in particular. They built a new one here, but 89 comes to mind. 2008 comes to mind. Now, in 94, we made a run that we probably shouldn't have been in the finals, but we were. And got beat by North Hardin by about 80 that game, if I remember right. Yeah. North Hardin was really good that year.
Yeah, that's true. I think it does play pretty good. We played on this floor the last game of the season. I was out of town, but I knew following the stats and getting to hear some of it, I knew it was that they played real well and shot the ball real well, and they will have to shoot the ball well tonight. There's no doubt. The big kid, we've not probably seen anybody of that nature at all this year, but they're we'll play hard. That's a given. We won't let up. I don't think the stage will scare us, but hopefully we can stay there and have a chance at the end. And when we've got some of the kids we've got, I'll take our chances there.
Chris, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna ask Greg and Scott. I'm gonna put them on the spot here a little bit. We saw the 2-3 zone be pretty effective against Campbellsville. Campbellsville team has struggled shooting the ball all year, around 25% for the year. To a zone against Taylor County, got down 16-2. But the obvious thing, Captain Obvious, comes to mind with 6'10" in there. Dare County's going to have to maybe play a little bit of zone. E-Town, they don't make a lot of threes, Chris. Their team, they're built. They don't have a lot of shooters. They're more built around their quickness and their athleticism, their slashiness. Does Adair County play zone tonight, or do they play man, Scott?
I think you've got it. I think we'll start off in zone, and I mean you've got to try to limit. I mean, Evans is not a big offensive player. He still averages 16 points a game. I think that's the main reason he averages 16 points a game because he's 6'10", and there's nobody around here that big or that tall. I think you got to try to limit his touches as much as you can. This team, E-Town, looking at the stats, only has 2 players that's hit more than 10 three-pointers the entire season for the season. So it's I think if you can keep them shooting out there, and they don't shoot a whole lot of them either, but they only shoot 27% from the three-point line. And I think that's the key. In my opinion, if we hit 10 3-pointers, we're in this ball game. And 10's a lot of 3-pointers, don't get me wrong, but we've had games where we've hit 14, 15 too this year. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I think we hit 10 or 12 in the game we played over here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think the same thing too, Scott. I think we're going to definitely have to shoot it really well and be able to contain it. If we can keep the big kid from having 20 plus, we'll probably like our chances pretty good. They're very well coached. I mean, they've got guys won state tournament back in 2000, one of the best teams I ever seen play.
It's fun to watch.
It was one of the funner teams. I remember the finals down at Greene County, just unbelievable. And then they went to the state tournament and just walked through it. It was just that was one of the funner teams to watch, and they're really well coached. And they went back to the finals year before last and got beat in the championship game. So they're no stranger to playing in the big games either, as far as coaches. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a kid or two still carried over from that team, but we'll be okay. I mean, we just got to stay after it. And I think we'll have to probably maybe mix it up a little bit. That zone, I do think probably try to contain the big kid, and where they don't shoot it very well, just try to force them to make some shots, at that point. So, I mean, I think that's where we're at.
I'm anxious to see what kind of pace we play at. Part of you wants to think that you want to try to run the big kid up and down the court as much as you can, but they're other than him, they're not very well. They got his brother's fairly big, but their guards are not very big, and they're quick as they can be. So I'm not sure how well that would work out. And then you think we might, I could very well see us running a minute off the clock every possession. I mean, you don't anxious to see how it goes. And I think E-Town at one point in time tonight, and maybe a lot of it, you're going to see a 1-3-1. James Hare plays a 1-3-1 every single game.
Yeah,
and
always has.
And plays big out front. Plays real big out front. Try to make your guards throw over.
We've got to get him off the offensive rebounds and not let the big kid get a bunch of putbacks there. That's going to be the big, probably the real big thing. And with us being, small as we are, but Connor's, I guess, maybe leading us in rebounds.
That's right. Brayton's leading.
Okay.
Connor's
I
less than a half behind.
Close together from time to time. So we've got to have an effort. Guards going to have to really get in there and rebound really, really well here. So that's a good. That's going to be a big key to the game for sure. Oh, looks like we got a really good game.
Oh my goodness! Green missed 3-point blank shots to get to within 2 at half.
Might still get there.
Yeah, they might get fouled finally.
Guys, let's talk about the region as a whole, the regional draw. Now that you've seen it and looked at it and digested it, outside of Adair County, where your heartstrings are going to pull you, that hopefully that Adair County will come through. Looking at the draw, is there one team that you think, oh, you know what, they've got a really good draw, I think they're going to get there?
Well, the Taylor Washington game is an interesting game to me. Washington County's playing real well. Taylor County probably will be the favorite in that game, but that's it.
Washington's big, but they lost one of their best shooters.
Yeah, that's going to be they're losing that guard's going to pretty much.
Yeah.
Taylor should, if they don't overlook them, they should roll them up and be playing. LaRue's solid. LaRue's had been nibbling at this thing for the last 6-8 years, maybe longer, and
this might be, honestly, might be the worst team they had in all that.
It's probably
but the
right.
region is down. I'll just say it.
Yeah, that gives everybody a chance. So, but we got a 27-25 ball game here, so this game has got plenty of chance for either team to come out of here. So, we get past this game. I like I like this matchup.
I like the top half. Yeah, I like top half of the bracket.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah. So, but Taylor County's got a really, really nice balanced team. I mean, we played them 3 times. First time, I think you can throw out the window. They come out, hit everything. The last 2 games we played them, we've been.
And then Jackson had a career night up there at home that night.
Yeah. If you're looking at the draw as an unbiased thing, Chris, I think if you're E-Town, you're saying, hey, we're 1, and we drew in with 6, 7, and 8 in the top.
Yeah.
And then 2, 3, 4, 5 in the bottom. And I would say we're 6, and but a lot of people might argue with that, but
I think we're a little higher than that with the kid from Washington. Now, it makes them.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, like I said, they're as big as anybody, but they will struggle with guard play.
Yeah, I agree.
You put our guards on that team.
Oh yeah,
and that's an unbelievable team.
And let's not forget Central Hardin. I mean, they've got the young man that's committed.
Best player in the region,
Liberty. I mean, he's averaging. He's a real deal. He's averaging 23 a game, and he's had lots of games over 30, and he's very athletic. He can take over games, and so you got Central and LaRue in that game.
Yeah.
So
most people think they may be got the most talent in general, but maybe lacking some other places.
LaRue is a little bit, Chris, on our mold. They shoot a lot of threes, and they make a high percentage of them. And they do have a 6'4" kid in there, but they just play so well together, and they've got just some standstill, knockdown shooters. And you know, when they get hot, they're tough.
Listen to the district final. It played on this court. We listened to it on the way home from Marion County that night, and Greene County played Hart County. Greene County got the tip, missed a shot. Hart County hit a three. Greene County misses another shot. Hart County hit a three. Greene County put a charge. Hart County hit a three. It was 9-0 in the first minute.
You mean LaRue?
Yeah, LaRue. Yeah,
LaRue. Yeah, LaRue County. Yeah, 9-0. I mean, they made 3 threes to start the game. So, you know, it's I tell you what, Chris, I know you're busy with your schedule, but it is a beautiful venue over here for a regional tournament. It's a lot of green and orange, but the lighting in here, it's a brand new school. From what I understand, the hospitality room down there is absolutely loaded. And
we're going to find out, aren't we?
We're going to find out here in about probably 30 minutes wherever we go off here. But, you know, it's just a good place. And I'm so glad Adair County's here. I'm so glad the kids get to, you know, I'm happy for all the kids, but I'm really happy for Connor. I mean, golly, he's been a leader on this team. He gets to play in a regional tournament. I know he's excited. And, of course, his father played for me, and I know Matt's really excited, and you know, it's his wife and grandparents from both sides. They've been been to all the games this year, and I'm just really happy that they're going to get to come over here and experience this.
Yeah, because I mean, you'd like to showcase some of your talent. I mean, Connor's probably the one of the most underrated players that's. Because not maybe getting to be seen a lot of times there, but he's so tough-nosed, and you know, he right there keeps you right there where you want to be at about any given time. And I mean, we've got some really good young guards. It's players in general. I mean, you know, from Coomer to Blaine Barton. I mean, we've had a mixture of lineups this year. It don't matter. And you know, Dawson Gilbert, you know, can get on a roll and just absolutely blister the net. You know, I think. Got all those kids got so much upside that it's really, as they get a little stronger, it's
we need Dawson to get hot over tonight.
Yeah,
you know, and Blaine, it can happen.
Yeah.
Blaine stayed hot there late in the year, but we need Dawson to get hot over here tonight and make some threes for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what we need out of all of them.
Guys, we're getting ready to take a break here in a minute, but I'll get your thoughts. One final thought on tonight's game as you get ready to call it here in about, an hour and 20 minutes. If you had to say one thing, this is absolutely, because I've heard you say they got to shoot the ball well, they got to rebound the ball, they got to defend the post. If you could only pick one thing, what's the key to tonight's game for Adair County to get the win?
I'm going to make mine real brief. Made threes. You know, you're looking at the magic number, I think, is probably 10 to 12. If Adair County gets to 12 threes, I think they're going to be hard to beat.
Nah, he stole my thunder. I agree wholeheartedly. That's the one stat to watch in this game is how many threes we hit. Not necessarily even the percentage, but how many we hit.
I agree with that, but I also think keeping the big boy off the boards on the offensive end, you just keeping him out of there. You know, we early in the season we really struggled with that, and then I think coach and kids figuring out we can't let them keep shooting, but keeping their bigs off the offensive glass and not letting them have a lot is going to be a big key too.
Again, 7 o'clock is going to be tip-off from Hart County as Adair County opens their 5th region play against E-Town. We're going to step away for a minute. We'll come back. We'll talk a little UK athletics. There was an event up at the Yum Center that happened that piqued the interest of one of our radio hosts here. We'll talk about that when we come back. We'll be back in a minute. This is the JNS Auto Sales Sports Talk Live and Local.
Class of 2023, congratulations from all of us at Fork Broadcasting and from First and Farmers National Bank. Honor and salute your senior by submitting your graduate's photo to be featured on 93.5 WAIN's online Senior Salute Grad Book, a digital tribute to the graduating class of 2023. 93.5 WAIN and First and Farmers National Bank want to help celebrate your graduates. Submit a photo of your graduate to be included in this special digital salute to our seniors.
Photo submission information. Only vertical photos will be accepted. Please limit photo captions to 11 words max. Anything longer may be cut off. Must be at least 18 years of age and legally allowed to submit a photo of graduating student.
All of this information and more is available on our website, 935WAIN.com. Class of 2023, you made it. Congratulations from all of us, Fork Broadcasting and First and Farmers National Bank.
Let JNS Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Columbia. They believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Their friendly and knowledgeable sales staff is here to help you find the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Shop their virtual showroom of used cars, trucks, and SUVs online at jnsautosales.ky.org. JNS Auto Sales, here to help you find that perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget.
Have you injured yourself playing a sport or exercising? Sports medicine experts at TJ Regional Health are trained to get you back on the road to recovery, whether you're dealing with sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, or other common injuries. Our goal is to prevent illness and injury in active individuals of all ages and help prevent future problems to maximize your performance. Find out more at tjregionalhealth.org/rehab. Patients first, team always. TJ Rehabilitation Services.
Hi, this is Kylie McCovens. I'm a Greene County High School graduate and a Lindsey Wilson College student. I'm well on my way to earning my degree in Human Services and Counseling. At LWC, I've met new people, had the opportunity to become involved on campus, and I've loved being a part of campus ministry. Visit today and you will want to make Lindsey Wilson College your new home too. Call the admissions office at 270-384-8100 or email us at admissions@lindsey.edu.
This is Matt Loy with United Citizens Bank. Although I'm very proud of all the products and services we offer, the best thing we have to offer is good, old-fashioned customer service. It may seem like banking is moving to smartphones and computers, and while we can do that too, we don't think anything can replace a firm handshake and your confidence in our word. When you think personal service and customer-first banking, think UCB. United Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Kentucky did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Let JNS Auto Sales show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Columbia. They believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Their friendly and knowledgeable sales staff is here to help you find the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Shop their virtual showroom of used cars, trucks, and SUVs online at jnsautosales.ky.org. JNS Auto Sales, here to help you find that perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget.
Welcome back to the JNS Auto Sales Sports Talk live and local. Our sponsors, TJ Regional Health, United Citizens Bank, Lindsey Wilson College, and our title sponsor, as always, is JNS Auto Sales, alongside Scott Bennett, John Shelley at Hart County. Our special guest tonight is Greg Burton. I'm Chris Wells. Austin Armstrong, our studio engineer here in the WAIN studios. And guys, sounds like you guys are underway in the second half, third quarter there in Hart County with Greene and Bardstown. Give us just a little bit of an update before we talk UK